What's going on, guys? Chuck Dixx here. I want to give you a really quick, hopefully easy to follow tutorial on how to go live on YouTube. You can use this to capture your gameplay, send it to a broadcaster, and then have them cover your perspective. This is what I would suggest, and I hope that it is useful to you. Now, first and foremost, we want to go to YouTube and we'll type in studio.youtube.com. You want to make sure that you are logged into the account that you're going to be setting up to stream from. Then you're going to go to create in the top right, and you're going to click on go live. Now, if this is your first time clicking on go live, you will see ready in 24 hours. It takes 24 hours to activate your account for live streaming. Once activated, you can go live instantly. So do this in advance. If it's your first time clicking go live, make sure you're doing it at least a day before so you can get everything set up. Assuming that you're planning ahead, we're gonna go to our stream key here and we'll just go create new. We'll type in 1080p, I don't know, 60 FPS, because that's what I'm using. We'll put the same thing as the description. We'll keep RTMP, and the manual settings, we're gonna set this to, so you got 4K, 1440p. Obviously we chose 1080p. We're going to click on 1080p. All right. Then we're going to turn on our 60 FPS option. We're going to click create, and voila, 1080p 60 FPS is right there. Disregard the other ones in the drop down. We're focusing on the one we just created. Here is our stream key. All right. This is what we're going to punch into OBS, and this is our stream URL. You don't need to punch that into OBS because there's already the setting for the primary stream URL for YouTube. We're going to make sure that ultra low latency is checked. By default, low latency will be enabled. Just make sure that ultra low latency is selected. Okay, so now with this out of the way, what we're going to do is we're going to click on edit, and we're going to look at the details here. We have visibility. There's private, unlisted, and public. Public is going to broadcast it to the world. If anybody subscribed to your channel and has the notifications on, they will get a push notification and they will see your content. We're going to focus on having it unlisted, and that's going to allow you to send a URL privately. Anybody with that URL can view your content. This is perfect for a broadcaster who wants to cover your gameplay. All the rest of the stuff is not really that necessary at all, so don't worry about it. Okay, we're going to click on save. Now, we can see that the stream is trying to do something. What it's waiting for is it's waiting for OBS. I'm gonna come over here to OBS, and we're gonna go into our settings now. I'm gonna click settings. We're gonna look at the stream settings first and foremost. Service, we wanna click on YouTube RTMPS. Primary server, we'll just use that for now. The stream key, all right, we're gonna take the stream key that we have here, copy, paste it here, make sure it matches. You can just do the first four, last four. Okay, we're looking good. Now we're gonna go to the output. I'm recording, so I can't adjust any of this, but usually you would start with your encoder on the streaming tab. Oh, if it's your first time opening OBS, the output mode is going to be, I think, simple. Click on this and set it to advanced, and you'll have more tabs here. It'll look like what you're seeing. Now, we wanna make sure that the encoder we select, if you have a really strong CPU like Zen 2, Zen 3, or i9, then you can probably use your processor, but for the majority of folks, I'm going to use the encoder for my graphics card. It has a chip on it that specifically is for encoding, that is separate from the main chip that does all the heavy lifting for like game and, you know, rendering, graphics, and all that stuff. So the rescale output's not necessary. Rate control, set this to CBR. Bitrate, so this is 6,000. This should look familiar because this is what it is here. So this is what the settings required when we went to manage the key. If I go here, then you'll remember 1080p 3,000 to 6,000 kbs. Okay, we're going to set it on the high end. We want to go to 6,000 kbs. This is dependent upon your internet. If you have something around 10 megabits per second, then you can stream at 6,000 kilobits per second. Okay, just general rule of thumb. If you're somewhere around 5 megabits a second, then set your bit rate somewhere around 4,000. Okay, 3 to 4,000. Higher, the better it is, but 6,000 is the cap. Keyframe interval, we're going to set that to 2. Preset max quality, profile high, max brief frames 2. All right, moving on, we're going to go to the audio setting, and we want to set audio bitrate 320 all the way down on our tracks. Now we're going to go over to the audio section. Set your sample rate to whatever it is in your sounds area on your PC. We're going to go to properties on, say, our playback, and we're going to see the 48,000 hertz, 16-bit, okay, matches my sample rate in OBS. Just make sure that it matches, okay? You can change it in OBS or you can change it in Windows, but that's up to you. Set it as high as possible. Desktop audio, you want to set to your default desktop audio speakers, and then your mic is your microphone. Moving on, we have the video. Base canvas is going to be the size of your monitor, or you just keep it at 1080p, whatever. 1080p can be your base canvas resolution, and then output's going to be 1080p as well, all right? Downscale filter, it's going to be this L word if you have a decent computer, and your common FPS value is going to be 60. If you're seeing drop frames, drop this down to 30. It'll do a world of difference, and people won't really be able to tell. All right, moving on. I think that's about it. Process priority, set that to high. We'll click apply, and okay. Now I'm going to start streaming. I just click start streaming there, and boom, we're live, baby. Okay, so I'm going to enable my preview. Okay, so now you can see my broadcast is here. This is my little preview window. I am unlisted. So now what we need to do is we need to get this URL to be able to send to the broadcaster, right? Oh, by the way, here's a little indicator of how your stream is performing. Excellent condition. Mwah, beautiful. So now we're going to click on this little thing right here. Let me just open this up, actually. This is 3 bars. Expand menu. It's manage, all right? Exit stream. Don't worry. You're not going to actually kill your stream or exit it totally. You just click on exit, and it's going to bring you to this view right here. Connection, live viewers, etc. We're going to click these 3 dots, get shareable link. Link is copied to clipboard. Okay, so this is going to be the feed that we send to whoever is going to cast our content. So I was just about to wrap up the video when I realized that I didn't cover anything about how to check your audio quality. Don't be a schmuck and send really poor audio quality to the person who's going to be streaming and hosting and shoutcasting your gameplay. It's very easy to do. Your audio mixer's right here. You might have the horizontal mixer by default. You can just right click in the audio mixer window and click the vertical layout. I like that better. Your mic and your desktop audio will display by default so long as you set it up in the steps that were lined out in the audio settings tab earlier on in the video. Mic is going to be right here. If you right click on this cogwheel, you'll have a filters button. The filters button will have a noise gate and limiter. In my window, you'll have nothing. You'll go to plus, you'll click on the noise gate, you'll click OK, and then you'll adjust this based on whatever works for your mic. You can copy my settings if you like. Maybe it works, maybe it doesn't. Then you want to click plus, go to the limiter. This you do want to copy. You want to set it to about -10 or -11, okay? Definitely want to copy that. This basically makes it so when your voice goes up, it doesn't hit the red. If it hits the red, it means it's peaking, you're too loud. Your voice should be going as high as the yellow, which means you might need to be close to your mic. If you're not hitting that, that means, you know, your game might be louder than your mic. So that is how you set your mic limiter and gate. You also want to do something similar for your desktop audio. You want to set up a limiter. So right click on the cog, click on filters, click on plus, go to limiter, and you'll want to set the limiter, we'll just click OK for the example, to about -17. And I can show you why. I'm going to remove this. You'll see mine's at -17. You see the -20, -15, -10. You see that I'm at -10 with my mic. You always want your mic to be over the game or desktop audio. So say I pull up a browser window and we go to this audio clip right here. You're going to notice that the audio does not go above -17. It is loud as hell in my headphones, but my voice, you know, overrides the audio that is being sent to the stream. That is something you definitely want to make sure that you have a handle on, so that the audience can enjoy what you are putting forward. This went way longer than I expected. I hope it was useful. I hope it was easy to follow. If you have any questions, feel free to shoot a comment down below. If you want to see other videos like this or want me to go into detail further on a different subject similar to this, let me know down in the comments. My goal is to make this broadcasting, shoutcasting more accessible, easier to understand, to share knowledge and learn from other people who get it better than I do. I look forward to seeing you on the next video. You can catch me in the Discord, streaming live on Twitch and YouTube. Make sure you subscribe, hit the bell if you want to catch more content like this. And with that, keep on chucking.